Here we are back with part 5 of the Family Christmas Tree by Lego. This is set number 41843. Contains 3,171 pieces. Retails for $329.98, and the set was provided by the Lego Group for the review. Thank you, Lego. And yeah, so we'll be focusing on these bags today. And so far what you see here is bags 1 through 9. And we have determined that this is broken down into 3 sections, 1, 2, and 3. So up to 3 people so far can build this set. And this is the 3rd building guide, so it might go up to 4. Okay, so not too bad. And the build is keeping my interest. I really want to get back into this one. And 2, I got other things I want to do, so I got to get going on this. And today is the 9th of October 2025, so Halloween is fastly approaching. So today we're going to be focused on this section right here with another minifigure. So everything's kind of spaced out a little even here for everybody. And yeah, we'll be doing that there. So in this installment, I'm probably just going to focus on bags 10 and 11. Okay, well, let's begin. Let's unbag it. Let's move this out of the way here. With the rubber things at the bottom, this thing doesn't really slide around on a flat surface very easily. Which is all good, though. And it looks like we're going to be building Mrs. Claus with her head rolling around. So there's her head. And I wonder how bad this is scratched up. Matter of fact, that came with just a pit. That's not too bad. Yeah, I will be dinging stuff on this. We're still at a week 10 right now. We haven't dropped it down any further, so hopefully it will stay that way. You know, I have been so busy doing chores that I haven't had any time. Oh, she's got 2 sides to her head. Bring that up to you. Let me get this where you could see what I'm doing here. I've been kind of just doing a lot of chores and stuff. I don't have any free time anymore. You know, that's the back side of her head. Here's the front side. Yeah, I'm still answering the comments about the gear. Can I have a second camera angle on these? I wish I could. But that requires lots of money that I wish not to spend. And I was looking for one of these in white. Well, here it is. Well, too late. I've already have a different plan for this tutorial, so I don't need that. Because I need a bunch of 3x3 window frames. Alright. So I've been kind of tinkering around with that trailer project a little bit. Haven't really full-blown mess with it. I've been trying to get done with writing reports now for sets, because I got to get those going. Now, this was 10 or so years ago. This would have been believable that this broke in the box, but no, that's how it is. Of course, you could just do that and make it 8x8 plate. But I have been so swamped with things right now, it's not even funny. Huh. Let's do the most smallest things first here. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, maybe it's a baster thing. Sorry, I'm all over the place today. Oh, there was a comment. Somebody had said that they appreciate the videos, but can I do more can I do more in-depth things on how each piece goes? Like I would have to do this for each piece. We're talking about hours upon hours for one bag. No, I'm not going to do that. You know, these are just impromptu style. I don't really plan. I just know what I'm building today. And if I have to, you know, constantly stop to, I think that's how it goes together. To do these, it would just take me forever. And I don't want to spend all day doing nothing. Because if I did, I would just go full-blown reviews and no more tutorials, except for paid members. And I don't want to have to do that. you know. I know some have watched my tutorials and are like, why don't you do these with the tutorial or with the reviews? I'm like, you know how long it would take me to film a review installment, or, you know, for a complete tutorial on how to build a set? I mean, oh yeah, these are not meant to be how-tos. They're not meant to be tutorials. Do not construe them as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. This is just for fun, my notes. Yeah, I have to read that off, and don't take these seriously. These are just for fun. I have to read all that off now. These are just my review notes. So here's Mrs. Claus. I mean, it's not too bad. I have a couple of Mrs. Claus, but that's a nice piece to have right there. Okay, and now we're working on this. I'll be clearing my throat a lot today. It's just allergies. Yeah, I can always use sand yellow. But I've been getting more people requesting for these to be high quality tutorials like I do my other stuff. Like I said, I would have to give up something. I would have to give up the tutorials that I like building for doing set reviews. And at that point, this would just be a job. I would declare it as a job, and I would not be having fun. Do I like putting stuff together? Yes, but I like putting together stuff from my mind. That's my instruction manual is my mind. You know, so yeah, I always appreciate the comments. I will try my best to show different angles, but I cannot guarantee. Okay, but I cannot make these into full-fledged tutorials. Like, okay, set these here. Now flip this over. And then we're going to grab these and put these here. I can't just do that because it would be just like non-stop. And yeah, I have to take a breather sometime. Let's have it facing the way the book shows us here. So this bag here looks like we're getting off a little easy today. Don't fall. Sounds like I'm kind of in a bad mood today. I'm just kind of in one of those moods. Every time I came back here to start work, I had to stop and do something else for somebody. And then I had to come back here right when I'd sit down. Can you do this for me? Sure. I just got done with work today, so I was like, all right, I'm going to get some stuff done. I'm going to try to get 2 more sessions filmed. And it felt like it was taking forever just to get back to the shop to do this. It's like, yeah, now everybody's kind of settled down for the evening, so it's like, okay, well now I can work, and hopefully not to you know, get interrupted doing these. It's like, hey, just let me film this. I only got 1 more set, so let me just finish these up real quick, you know. Yeah, so this is the base. Now we're starting to put the interior floor in. Not too bad. At least it's not white parts. Remember back in the day, we were all scared to use brown because it was so brittle it would fall apart on you. Is that a drop of blood on the ground there? So what I'm gathering is this is probably just a little playable interior model that you can play with in addition to just having it display, which is fine. And these type of sets I always enjoy putting together. Anything from the Lego Holiday line is always fun. Boy, my hand is sore today. My shoulder, I must have slept on that booger wrong. So yeah, it's that, I'm just kind of out of it. I've been doing evaluations. It's not really fun, but I'm doing them. I have to get them done. And I'm trying to avoid drama as much as I can for the holidays, so that's I may as well just do steps 10 and 11 together. Alright. Yeah, but this set is really enjoyable to put together. It's just, right now I really want to finish up reviews and do my own tutorials. I can't right now, that doesn't go there. I think it goes here. I can't right now because I'm really just kind of getting just other people's stuff done right now. I'm kind of just, am I in the mood to do this? This tile gets left out here, so just remember that. Not really, I'm not in the mood to build anything today. I'm in the mood to build my own stuff, but I haven't had a chance to do that. I worked a little bit on that trailer project. It's starting to come along. You know me, if you've watched my tutorials, I can't just simplify things. I got to purposely make it complicated. You know, that kind of thing. And yeah. And hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, now where the heck was I? It's okay, right here. I'm still working on the same step. Okay, yeah, see what I mean? I got to stop every while to do this, do other things. So, I've been editing a bunch of videos. This is the last review that I have to do. Thank goodness. I can slow down after this. You know, the last review I have to finish up, which is even better. And I'm trying to think of anything else that I have to do. Like tutorial-wise, I do have some tutorials that I want to get onto. Right now, I'm either stuck on an idea or I'm doing this. This one's not too bad because I really want to get back into this build today. And when you want to get back to a set, it's, you know, that's when you want to do it. But although I have to keep tabs of the memory card because I've been overflowing memory cards lately, I got to be very careful with that. Oh, and these are color coded too. Remember in the last installments. So yeah, we have to line up the colors. I really appreciate the comments and stuff on this channel, the constructive ones anyways, not the hateful ones. Some of you have been saying, hey, Jay, I don't know if you'd be interested in me telling you what all this stuff is. You seem like you don't care. No, I care. It's like the Harry Potter set. I don't know all that stuff in there, but if you can clarify some stuff for me, that's fine. I'm not going to get all angry and hateful. It's your time to chime in on the comments. As long as it's constructive, I don't care. When you get hateful, then I have a problem with that, you know, but not too bad. You know, that kind of thing. Making sure I did this right, because tiling is a pain in the rear. And oh yeah, this set does come with a brick separator too, so I got to make a mental note of that for myself. And hopefully by this weekend, I could start releasing part 1 of this. Okay, I've got all the gingerbread house stuff done. It's ready to go. So that set is ready. I've got it up on YouTube. By this time you're watching this, it should already be there. That means what you're watching here, this is the last of everything that I have to do. Boy, they got this booger all nicely trimmed out here. Like there's tiles all the way around this. Very high end. I just wish the set didn't come with a whole bunch of stickers, which I have not found, by the way. I hope I don't have to hunt for those. They should be in some of the building guides. Yeah, I'm going to have to hunt for those. Hopefully don't need them in this installment, then I can stop. So it looks like bag 10 just does a bunch of tiling, but we got some bricks here, so yeah, but I'm ready for the holidays. Matter of fact, we're looking for those what they call roofline lights that you'd hang underneath your eaves or soffits and stuff. So we're looking for those, put on the house. That's more money, of course, but don't worry, the donations don't go to that. We're just trying to make things easier, because I'm going to be honest, I'm tired of hanging up Christmas lights every year, so I want something more permanent that I can just flip a button and I can change the colors and stuff. Okay, now it looks like we're putting in some interior stuff here. I wonder what the red studs are for, or the red tiles. But yeah, for the most part, I like putting things together and sharing my ideas with you guys and gals. It's just, you know, wow, red bricks, that's kind of unusual. Wait, this goes here. Oh, it hangs over by a stud. Okay, well, I was like, well, shouldn't there be another one, a 1x3, but no. Okay, well, I thought I made a mistake. I did not, so we're doing better here. And yeah, put those tubes, or those tubes inside those studs. This is like a little table. A cocktail table for a nightclub. Maybe this is the nightclub edition. We don't know. Hey, at least this glass didn't come in scratch, so I'm very proud of Lego there for not messing that up. And I need these. I got to order some glass. I got a bunch of those without anything in them. So, and yeah, so it looks like we're putting in the center wall and table. Trying to index these so they'll make sense for you. All right. Yeah, not too bad at all. I'm making sure I'm recording still. Like, a lot of this stuff I want to document. You know, this is my build that I'm documenting here. And I know some construe these as product reviews and tutorials, but really these are just my notes. You know, like what I do with it is I just compile my notes for the write-up for Lego. You know, how's my build experience? Did it keep my interest, especially as an adult? Is this something I would share with my kids? You know, and it's just like, okay, since I've done the review stuff on it, like I'm doing, this is an active review right now. So far, I'd say it's at a week 10. Right now, we're working on the 4th person. So I would say right now, comfortably, this is a very enjoyable set. Now, for $330, that's pricey. But if we're all hanging out together, it's cheaper than going to a fun park. You don't have to go to the concession stand or, you know, get refreshments and stuff and have to use gas to get over there, wherever you're going, like to a fun park. So Lego is actually cheaper in the long run. You know, that kind of thing. All right, looks like we're doing some kind of a desk or something, or maybe, oh, a kitchen counter. All right, well, let's do that then. Let's build it. But I always enjoy chatting with you guys and gals, talking to you. I don't just speed build through these. I've been getting comments. I can't wait to get this to do my time-lapse speed builds. I mean, if you like doing those, that's fine. But if you're looking for those here, no. Oh, man, I can't wait for Christmas time to get the good cookies. Chocolate chip. Well, where's the peanut butter? My grandma would make some cookies with the icing and the sprinkles. Oh man, I miss those days. Now I gotta bake them for myself, but and for my bunch. But well, all right. Well, looks like we're getting close to that 9.5 mark because pieces are starting to fall off here. I would have put the legs on at the very last Lego, but that's just me. But I miss those days, though. I really do. Yeah, we're getting to some nitty-gritty small parts, but nothing too bad here. Must be the mixer here. Or I'm not sure what that is. Kind of sitting low there, but that's how they wanted it. And then that's it. We got a bunch of little pieces here. And this goes right here. So at least it's a little piece that we can add in there. Yeah, not too bad. And like I said, I'm trying to show every angle I can, but they're not tutorials. I just want to let that be known because I guess some people are getting confused on that. And this is what we have remaining. And yeah, that takes care of that section there. Okay, now we're going to be moving on to bag 11, and I just got lucky. I found the stickers. It was inside of one of the building guides, so I just have it hanging out a little bit. So we might need those. We don't know. And in addition, I want to thank everyone on my main channel for being contributors. That's always a big help. I really appreciate that. Thank you to my Patreon followers as well, because that also helps. Everything helps, including my rubricable customers, as well as for everybody who takes the time to like, comment, and subscribe. Okay? Not too bad at all, because without that, it doesn't give me the it doesn't provide me with motivation to do this type of stuff. So the more motivation, the better. Every little bit helps. And yeah, so I did find the sticker sheet. Unfortunately, I was hoping to lose that, but that would have been my fault. And now it looks like we're building some kind of a wall piece. So we're not quite done with this yet. I think this book here just covers this section. Am I going to do this all in one installment? No. No, 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 no. No, that would just be way too much filming here. Alright. I like to build, but I got other life engagements I have to partake in first. Still laying those bricks on the side of my house. Hoping to get some of that done today. I'm working around the air conditioner right now, and it's like 75 degrees. It's really cool outside, so I'm taking advantage of that now before it gets too hot. But by the time I get done with work, it's already too late, you know. I don't know, I'm sorry if I'm drifting off here. Remember, these are not professional. But I have been putting together some ideas for tutorials. I got a list of things that I want to work on. I've got an idea for a car. In addition to that trailer I'm supposed to get done by November, I got a car I want to work on. All sorts of stuff. And speaking of cars, I got to get some new windshield wipers. And my car is old. They don't really make them anymore, so I got to go find some new windshield wiper arms that fit my style of truck. And put wipers on them. I may have to special order the wipers. They still make them, but they're very expensive because I have an older car. So you know what that means. Time to get online and hunt for things. And that's it right there. And it looks like we're going here. Not too bad at all. And it looks like we're doing the one on this side here too. Okay. So, like I said, if I'm delayed on certain tutorials, my bad. I just can't get to it. I can't get, and it's just like comments. You know, some comments I don't read. I'm getting to them eventually, guys and gals. I have been stretched thin lately, and then I have evaluations that I have to do, so that takes up a lot of my time to do employee interviews and stuff like that. Just for one person, it takes a few hours. And now with my assistant, she can take care of some, and I can take care of some, but still, I got to get everything done, and in about 6 weeks, I have to be done with it all before my vacation starts. So I have to get that done. You know, some people think the boss has it easy. No, we don't. Because now I have paperwork. Every time it gets close to the end of the year, I have paperwork. Next year, I'll have more paperwork because of taxes. I have to deal with the DMV. So I know that's coming up. I swear I do more paperwork, and I try to do everything mostly online, like paperless, and I swear it doesn't matter what you do, you're never going to go fully paperless at your job. I have somebody that says, well, why don't you give me a hard copy? I want paper. I'm thinking, what's the difference between that and a PDF? And that little piece is done there. But older people, they don't like the conveniences, I guess. That goes there. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. Alrighty, and then we put these tiles here, and that's what they use these here for, is that if you pull this ain't gonna come apart. I've been doing this a lot in my builds lately, of the newer stuff. You know, it just looks better too, and you can skin it. It's like you notice these are different colors. if you skin that, you'll never notice. Now we got a bunch of leaf pieces. I may have to be inclined to order a bunch more of those and make a full-size, life-size Christmas tree that's 7 foot tall. Yeah, that won't last too long. Okay, now it looks like we're building, I think, a header that goes above here. Well, let's get going on that there. Let's build that. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very quick build installment today. Like I said, I don't want to be, you know, making these really long and lengthy. So I try to keep them as short as I can, short and sweet. But I try to film at least 2 a day, and I have to skip a day. Just because I have to edit the other stuff. I only have 5 memory cards. Before tariffs hit, I was supposed to get about 20 memory cards. Then I could just film the whole entire thing in one sitting. I rarely ever get large sets, but when I do, I'm hoping, I have part 1 of this installment series edited, so I'm hoping tonight to get part 2 done and start putting those up there, and it'll be daily. I'm going to try to shoot for videos daily here. So that means that when you watch the installment, every day will cover 2 bags, or it'll cover one, well, except for some videos I'll have 3 bags to cover, but I'm trying to break down building guides. There's one building guide that has 3 bags. That'll just be done in its own video. So it's hard to explain how I'm doing things from my mind right now, from my perspective. But we'll get there eventually, hopefully. And yeah, well, that takes care of that part there. Right, looks like we're working on the side parts now. So if you notice, I'm taking pauses just so I can index it better. Gold pieces. Oh, wow. I mean, how often do we work with warm gold parts? Not really that much. Let's see here. Is this a repeat? I want to make sure here. Because if it is, it's not. It's different. Okay. But it shows it the same here. They show that plate there at the end, but it's on the back side, so I can't see it. Oh, okay, so these are different. Okay, I want to make sure. I'd rather spend a little time to make sure than go through it later on and just royally mess up and be like, whoopsie, my bad, I didn't mean to do that, you know, that kind of thing. So now we're doing that. Ooh, imagine these back then in reddish brown. That would have disintegrated, that clip. Oh, I did get another rude comment telling me to shut the blank up and just build. Forgot to use the word smurf. Yeah, you know what happened to that guy. Hey, if you're looking for speed builds, there's plenty of YouTubers out there who do those. A lot of them don't have commentary to talk for an hour. I don't blame them. I don't like hearing myself talk too, but I've gotten used to it over the years. To myself, I sound normal. On the camera, I sound kind of raspy and old and cranky, but you know, that's how it is. I just have to deal with it. Sometimes a surfer accent comes out. Okay. Alrighty, so we're getting somewhere today, which reminds me, though, it would be nice to hit the waves. Well, November and late November, Thanksgiving Day. That's a long ways away. Anybody in Canada, can you tell me when your Thanksgiving Day is? I think it's sometime early November, but I can't remember. I notice a lot more Canadians do watch these type of videos, so I'm going to start kind of syncing up my brain here to, because I know there's some other countries that have holidays on certain day, like, all right, Halloween, Christmas, yeah, those are kind of given, but I think Canadian Thanksgiving is like at the first part of November. But if anybody's watching this, it's from Canada, let me know if I got that right. All right. Sometimes my brain doesn't work. Today is one of those days. And then this goes in like this. Make sure that this is down here. We just snap this in here. Alright, here we go. Okay. I mean, that's only one way it's going to fit in. Alright, well, we got that in there. We survived that. Okay, now we got to work on the other part here. Yeah, this one's built differently here. And yeah, you're going to have to stack those on top of one another. If you want to take this apart. But like I said, am I ever going to take this set apart? Eventually, but not right now. This is not going to be something I'm going to rip apart. Like, this is not a direct apart spin set. This one here I am going to keep around, and I'm going to showcase this one around the house. I may put this in my office so when clients come to visit, they'll see it. But you know what? During Christmas time, I don't work, so I don't really have that option. I have my assistant. She takes off during summer to take care of her kids. And I said, well, as long as I get Christmas off, I don't care. And we kind of talked about it. I said, well, which one do you want? And she goes, I prefer to have that over Christmas, as my kids are only off for 2 weeks. So I kind of worm things around where she has time off too. So it's, you know, hard to explain. So I try to make it where everybody's happy. So it's just like, you know, I forgot to put these on, and that's what I did last time. I can't wait for my day off. But I'm the owner and the boss. I have to wait. The boss doesn't mean I get free time. I have to wait for that day off, which will not happen for a month and a half. Isn't that cool? Halloween's not a big deal. Now, if I was married, I would be taking that off from my kids, but I'm not married, so I don't have kids. If I had kids, at least, I wouldn't. Halloween would be a big thing, but for me, nah, it's not that big of a deal. Okay. These I'm always looking for. They're good for ladders and stuff. They almost look like a rope ladder in a way. And I think that's it. It looks like what the picture shows. Yeah. And this goes on here like that. Snaps right in place. That should look something like that. I hope I got that right. Okay, now we got to bring this back over here. Let these two get acquainted with each other. Set this right here. It's kind of sagging in the middle, but okay. I guess the nougats line up here, so we're going to press this down in here, and let's take a look back here. So yeah, so these snap into here, and then this one does it here. Alright, and this right here goes right in the middle. Yeah, it's locked in pretty good. But we are not done with that yet. Because now we're going to have to build the leaf pieces. And I'm going to do steps 82 and 83 together. They're pretty much the same thing, just different styles. So what I'm going to do is stick all these in here first. Boy, they really use a lot of nice parts for this set. Like just colors that you don't normally see. If you look at a modern Lego set today, you don't see a whole lot of the bright reds and blues and yellows, white and black we had when we were kids. This is not Lego I grew up with as a kid by any means. And that's why you hear me say this sometimes, you know, this is not Lego that we grew up with. It's a little different now. But I enjoy the new stuff. Too many new parts. Alright, so these leaves here, we're going to slide those off to the side. These leaves here go right here on the bottom clips here. Like right here. One there. And they just snap in place as long as they're like this. Okay. And the next ones are the other ones we built from step 83. They go on the top. Okay. Now we're not done with this section yet. But I think that's it. That's what we have remain, just one lone little stud. Summation of Thoughts. And yes, we're going to stop there for right now because I got to take care of some stuff. Yeah, let's bring this out. Now, I don't know where this goes exactly on here. I'm not going to mess with that piece. So I'm going to do the thumbnail. I'm just going to take a picture of just this part with Mrs. Claus. We'll put her in there. And I mean, I'm still satisfied. This is a very fun build. So just imagine, you know, us doing this. Looks like this might be a little cafe or something. And this is the kitchen, like a bakery. So in addition to just this being a decorative item, it's also playable too. But I think this is more just to be displayed, but it's a playable model. This is, you know, we're not done yet, but it's got a lot of detail. I mean, it looks really good, especially with this other piece. We just got to figure out what parts go where. I mean, if I guess, it's probably going to go where that clock thing's at. I don't know. Well, stay tuned for that. But tell me what you think.